Hello guy, welcome back to my channel YouTube Speaking News. Today I have good news for share to everyone. 2022 Toyota Aygo X debuts as small car with big personality. Because hatchbacks are so yesterday, the pint-sized city car is now labeled as a crossover. Toyota developed the first two generations of its smallest car in Europe with the help of Peugeot and Citroën, now part of Stellantis, but that's no longer the case with the new Aygo since it's an all-Toyota effort. The two former PSA Group brands have decided to exit the segment, with number 108 and C1 replacements planned, so the Aygo will have to face fewer rivals. Aside from eschewing its French connections, the all-new diminutive Toyota model is even changing its personality by adopting the X suffix to reflect its switch from a hatchback to a crossover. While it still fits into the old continent's definition of an A-segment model, the Aygo X is considerably larger than its predecessor. At 3,700 mm, 145.6 inches, long, the not-so-tiny-anymore city car is 235 mm, 9.2 in, longer than the model it replaces, with 90 mm, 3.5 in, of the stretch found in the wheelbase for greater legroom for passengers sitting in the back. Even though it's longer between the axles, people sitting in the rear still can't roll down the windows as the Aygo X continues to feature pop-out rear windows. It's also 125 mm, 4.9 in, wider, at 1,740 mm, 68.5 in, and 65 mm, 2.5 in, taller, at 1,525 mm, 60 in, than the model it replaces, bringing it in line with the likes of the Hyundai i10, Kia Picanto, and Fiat Panda. Following the growth sprout, the cargo capacity has increased by more than 60 liters to 231 liters if measured up to tonneau cover and to 269 liters up to the roof. Fold down the rear bench and the volume jumps to 829 liters up to the roof. It is so large now that Toyota sees fit to install 18-inch wheels, finished in matte black with contrasting orange, mandarina, accents. The Aygo X rides on the GAB platform and continues to offer a retractable fabric roof to maintain the open-air vibe with the third-generation model. Despite the significant jump in size, it has a turning circle of only 4.7 meters, 15.4 feet, thus making it ideal for the crowded urban jungle with its narrow and busy streets. To accentuate its newly gained crossover traits, the Aygo X has chunky black plastic molding on the wheel arches and offers an extra 11 mm, 0.4 in, of ground clearance over the outgoing model. You also sit up 55 mm, 2.1 in, higher than before in a car that will be nearly as funky as the Prologue concept unveiled back in March. The cabin is almost as chic as the exterior, featuring vividly colored accents and a wacky dashboard hosting a 9-inch touchscreen. Even though it's Toyota's entry-level offering in Europe, the Aygo X still gets ambient lighting and wireless charging, not to mention full LED headlights and even support for over-the-air updates. There's also a vast array of safety tech including adaptive cruise control, night pedestrian detection, lane trace assist, and daytime cyclist detection, just to name a few. Toyota is keeping things extremely simple in terms of engines since there's just one. The Aygo X is powered by a naturally aspirated 1.0-liter gasoline mill with 72 HP, 53 kilowatts, at 6,000 RPM and 93 Nm, 69 lb-ft, at 4,400 RPM. The three-cylinder unit works with either a 5-speed manual gearbox or a continuously variable transmission. The do-it-yourself box enables the little crossover/high-riding hatchback to reach 62 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour, from a standstill in an agonizingly slow 15.6 seconds while the CVT shaves off a tenth of a second. The top speed is 98 miles per hour, 158 kilometers per hour, with the manual, and a slightly lower 94 miles per hour, 151 kilometers per hour, for the CVT-equipped model. Depending on trim level and equipment, the Aygo X tips the scale at 940 to 1,015 kilograms, 2,072 to 2,237 pounds. Being a featherweight, it sips just 4.7 liters/100 kilometers, 50 miles per gallon, and has CO2 emissions of only 107 g/km. Toyota has taken full ownership of the factory in the Czech Republic where the Peugeot and Citroën models used to be made as part of the now defunct 50:50 joint venture. It's already making the latest generation Yaris Super Mini there, with the Euro-designed Aygo X to follow shortly to compete in a rarefied A segment. Sales are programmed to kick off in 2022. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe my channel for receiving the news that you see first. Goodbye, see you at the next video.